Pirate Sandbox. What we see here are the components needed for a solo play. If you were going to be playing with more than one player, each player would have their own ship. So we're not going to use these. And on the ship, you're going to need 3 control markers. One for sails, one for hull, and one for crew morale. This is the ship upgrade cards that you'll use to move from a small ship to a large ship. These are level 2 cards that you'll have to upgrade to. Those will be available once the shop opens. The shop will open once one of the islands has been cleared. Each of the 6 islands has a boss monster on it. There's randomly selected between these 6. It has an officer available, which can help you perform your missions easier. And it has a series of items that can be used to craft more powerful items. It also is used to attack different aspects of the morale and mass of the monsters and other players. So to finish the setup, we start by taking the monsters, shuffling them, and randomly assigning one to each island. We then take the officers and shuffle them and randomly assign one to each island. And then we add 5 items to each island. You'll find these items by hunting. There's a total of 5 per island. Okay. This large dice we use for keeping track of the actions. We start with 3 actions. We start at full sails. We start with our hull in 100% condition, and we start with our crew morale at 100%. We get to enter this area from any side that we want. And in this case, I think I'll start here. So I'm coming into the map, forward line of travel, ready to begin. So at the beginning of each turn, the first thing you do is determine 2 things. How much forward travel you have to make and how many actions you have available. Actions are optional. You don't have to use them if you don't want to. Forward movement is required and determines the speed of your boat. So when we first enter the map, we're at full sails, which means we have to move forward 4 spaces. We have full crew morale, so we get 3 actions. So we set this to 3, and now we are ready. So the first thing we want to do is decide which one of these 6 islands we would like to go to. And our goal is to go to an island, hunt for treasure, collect the yellow treasure cards, discover the officer they're scattered throughout the islands, and then defeat the monsters, and ultimately take on the Kraken in the center island, which is very powerful and one swipe would probably knock out your ship. So you got to build up your ship, you got to build up your weapons, You got to upgrade using the shops that'll be available once we clear one of these islands. So that's basically the gist of the game. So we're ready to go. Step 1. We're at full sails. We move forward 4. Crew morale 3. So I'm going to start by picking where I want to go. I think I'm going to try to go to island 5. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm going to use one of my actions to turn. 3, 4. I'm going to use another one of my actions to slow down to half sails. So I got my 4. I used 2 actions. I'm not going to use the 3rd action. I'm at sea, so I'm going to reduce crew morale by 1 unit. Reset to 3. I now have 3 actions with 2 forward movement. My 2 forward movements are going to be 1, 2. My first action is going to be to turn the ship that direction. I'm not going to use any other actions. I am going to use action. I'm going to use 1 action to go to lower the sails. I'm going to use 1 more action. Now I'm drifting. Instead of turning, I'm going to go 1, 2. And I'm going to use my 3 actions to anchor. And then I'll turn away from the island when I'm ready to leave. I'm next to an island, so I don't lose any morale. Beginning of the next turn, I still have 3 actions. I don't have any forward movement because I'm anchored. So I'm going to hunt. Use all 3 of my actions to hunt. So I'm going to hunt 3 times. Hunt. Hunt. And then do my last hunt. Okay. And what I got was an item and a couple of defense items. So I'm going to end my turn by discarding my cards. And now come to my next turn. I don't have to move. I got 3 actions, so I'm going to hunt. I'm going to hunt. And my last action is I'm going to run into and meet this officer. This officer is the cook, so he's going to help maintain crew morale while I'm at sea. That's a good officer to have. I'm going to go ahead and put him on my deck. My other 2 items was another defend and an item. So I'm going to end my turn by discarding. That opens up the monster. And in this particular case, we have a simple level 1 monster with a mass of 70, and he does 1 point of damage. He blocks 1 and deals 1. Okay, so now at this point, I would decide, am I strong enough to take him on? And I don't have any, I don't have any attack cards at all. I just have a few defend and item cards, so I can't really take him on. But he is the simplest one to. No, there's one simpler than him. So what I got to do now is decide, okay, I need to sail to another island and hunt for some more treasures because I need to find some ammunition cards. So first thing I'm going to do is reset my actions. I got no forward movement. Start by turning the ship. That's 1. Then I'm going to raise, go into quarter sails at the beginning, and beginning of my next turn, I have crew morale of 3 actions, and I have sails moving forward at 1. So I got to move forward at 1. I'm still next to an island, so crew morale is not affected. I'm going to use my second one to up to half sails and use my last one to go to full sails. I'm in the process of sailing from island 3 to island 2. So at the beginning of my next turn, I have to move forward 4. My crew morale is still at 3 actions. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Action. Turn. Use my cook's action to increase morale by 10. And then I'm going to end my turn. I forgot to draw cards. I'm going to end my turn by reducing morale by 1 unit. I still have 3 actions. I'm still at 4. So first thing I'm going to do is action, or 1, 2, 3, 4. Action 1, 2, 3. So I have a drift that I have to deal with. And I'm next to an island, so I lose no crew morale. So at the beginning of this next turn, I have 3. I have drift. Drift has special rules. What happens on that is the way it's facing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we roll 1d6. In this case, the drift is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So drifted that way. We're still next to the island. No harm. My first action is going to be to drop the anchor, which then freezes travel. I have no more forward movement I'm required to do because I'm now anchored. I'm still at 3. I'm on the island. I'm ready to start hunting. So I'm going to use my first 3 actions to do my first 3 hunts to see what I get. 1, 2, 3. In this case, I got 1 attack, some items, and some defense. So I'm going to go ahead and play this onto my ship. And I'm going to end my turn by discarding. Now, what I should be doing once I have cards is picking up the same number of cards as I have spots. So I'll pick up 2 cards, and I'm really not interested in loading anything other than attack right now. So I'm going to use my 3 actions to hunt the other 2 items and the officer. And so I do that. It reveals that monster. My officer is speed, so that could come in handy while traveling. And then a couple more defense cards. So I'm going to end my turn by discarding. I still have 3, still have full morale. I got 2 officers. I'm going to use one of my actions with my officer here to bring my crew back up to 100%. I'm then going to start my next turn. Oh, I still don't have enough weapons to take on either one of those 2 monsters. So I think what I'm going to do is try this island right here. Try going to that island. So step 1, raise the anchor, raise the sails, go to half sails, beginning of next turn, I have to move forward 2, and I got 3 actions available. 1, 2, go to full sails, I forgot to draw 2 cards. They're defend, I don't care. Reduce morale. Okay. Still got 3 actions. 4 flight. I'm coming over to island 3. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Use an action to change direction. No, not. I'm going to use an action. I'm not going to use any actions. Okay. So I drew a card. I discarded, ending my turn. These then get reshuffled. Start my reduce morale. So I draw 2 cards. I know they're nothing that I care about. I have forward movement of 4. 1, 2, 1 action there, 1 action there, slow down, 2, 3, 4. And that's all I want to do. End my turn by discarding, reduce morale. I now only have 2 actions available instead of 3 because morale's starting to suffer. I have to move forward 2 and I have 2 actions. So 1, 2. One of the actions is to drop to quarter sails. The other action is to use the officer to raise morale. I'm next to an island so I don't lose morale. The cards drawn get discarded. I now have 3 actions because my morale's back up. I have to move forward 1. I'm going to use 1 action, and then I'm going to anchor, and then I'm going to use my last action to increase morale. Okay, that brings me back to here, and now at the beginning of this turn I'm ready to hunt again. So I start by hunting 3. My 3 actions are hunt. I do have some more attacks, so now I can start building up. Let's see. I want to attack mass, and then I'm going to discard. Okay, and then I believe. Okay, now I'm going to start my next turn. I'm going to go ahead and finish this island. But collecting these next 3. The officer here is our crafting quartermaster. That'll come in handy when I get ready. Once a shop opens up. I also got another item and another attack card. So, end the turn. Okay. That reveals this monster right here. And it rolls a 1d6 to hit, blocks no dice. It has a value of 50. So this one I'm ready to take on. So this one I can probably beat without any tool. That's the lowest level sea serpent that there is, the smallest one there is. So I'm going to engage him in battle. So I'm going to change from the sailing, then we change to the land. Now we're going to change to the combat. And in the combat, the first thing I'm going to do is draw 2 cards. Oh, I need to set him up. He has a life of 5. He has a mass of 5. My mass is 5. His mass is 5. We both have a mass of 5. Okay. I draw 2 cards. My first action is to fire on him. He he blocks no dice. And I'm going to roll 2 here against him. And this one, I'm going to roll 3 dice. 1, 2. I'm going to roll 3 dice. I need 5s and 6s on 3 dice. Okay, there's 1, there's 2. That was not, so it brings it 5, 4, 3. It uses both of these. I used one action to do that attack. I'm going to use another action to install this defense. So that's going to cost me an action. And this is an item. I'm going to end my turn by discarding. Okay, started next. Now he attacks, and he attacks with 1d6. 4. So he missed. I mean, no damage. Then I draw 2 cards. They're both defense. This one blocks 1 die. You can play that. I can't do anything. I have nothing to attack with. So I'm going to end my turn by discarding. And his attacks with 1 die. 3, no damage. I draw 2. And I got 2 items, so I'm not going to do anything. I got 2 defense, which I should use to block some of his rolls. So I'm not going to do any actions. So I'm going to discard. That makes it his attack. He's going to attack with 1. I'm going to block that 1 die. So he attacks with 0. Then that allows me to draw, start my turn. And in this case, I want to continue to block. That's going to cost me a turn. I can't attack, so I have to discard. He's going to attack. I'm going to block. So no spin. I draw 2 cards. I finally got an attack. I'm going to play that. And then I'm going to fire on him with 1d6. And it's a 1, so nothing. And then I'm going to use my last action to put another defend down. It's his turn. He rolls 1-6. I'm going to block it. So nothing. I draw 2. They're both items. Can't do anything. He gets a swing. I'm going to block it with this. I draw 2. I got a double attack. That's 2 and 1. Then for the attack, it's going to be 3 dice. And he blocks none. Okay, there's a 5. Brings him down to 3. There we go. And he should be 3. Okay. Fires both of these. Brings this back to here. He gets to swing. I have no block. He gets a hit with the 6. Okay. And I got 2. Got an attack. I got an item, which I'm going to save. He gets an attack. he hit a 5. And now it's my turn again. Draw 2 cards. Okay. And I'm going to not do anything. I'm going to discard. He gets to swing at me again, which I'm going to block. So then it's my turn again. And I gotta defend, which I won't play. And then discard. He gets to swing. The defense blocks him. So you've got 2 more. And I'm going to place a defend. And I'm going to attack with 1. So that brings us down to there. 6. That takes him down to 2. Fires this attack. And my last action will be to place this defend. Okay. Next, he gets to attack. I'm going to block his attack. So now I'm going to draw and I'll lay an attack. I'm going to discard his turn. I'm going to block. Two items that does me no good. You discard. He gets to attack. A 1, no damage. I have to draw 2 cards. Okay, and then I'll start by placing the attack. And I got one, so I got 3 dice. All the missed. And then my last action, play defend. My last 2 cards is an attack. 1d6. It's 2. Miss. Discard. He gets to attack. I defend. No damage. I draw 2. I play defend. Discard. He blocks. I defend. And an item. He gets to attack. I'm going to let it go through. Oh. It's a hit. Have an attack. And then he attacks, I block, draw 2 cards. attack. Roll 3. There's 6. So he's defeated. I get to score him as part of my score. And he opens up this shop level 4, or it's the level 2 shop. The shop crafting items are now shuffled and placed, and 4 items. And then as those get used, they'll get replaced from that item deck. That also opens up the ship level 2 opportunity. So your ship can be upgraded to a level 2 ship now as well. Okay, and that's how you open up your first island. We'll now take a break and hear from our sponsors. We'll be back in a moment.